Floor 2. Doors opening.
Mr. Rogers, have a cup of tea, sir.
Okay, thank you.
This is Nick's war game. He wouldn't let me put my tea on the table in case it got near the war game. The famous psychogeographer Guy Debord was also an avid war gamer, and he also created a war game.
You've seen this gorgeous creature?
Counter.
Look who's here! Look who's here!
The bridge takes us onto Cricklewood Lane, once the heart of Britain's aerospace industry. Handley Page aircraft manufacturer had both his factory located here and an aerodrome nearby. It was a Handley Page plane that made the first commercial flight from Hounslow Heath in 1919. So we think this is the old aircraft factory.
10 years ago I would have come down here with my crowbar and got in. Absolutely no problem. I just don't really like doing that sort of thing anymore. I don't know why.
Is it because it's against the law?
It might be because I've got clean and become more civically minded, but I think it's also because I've got older.
So this is a return to that Watermain walk we did, Nick?
Yeah, no, we're covering quite a lot of that today, John. That was our first ever joint venture, wasn't it? Do you remember how exciting it was getting a 4-minute film on YouTube?
Yeah.
It's like, woo. We're nourished by the Metropolitan Water Board water main. If they ever dug it up, we'd shrivel and die. We'd end up working at Walmart for £4 a year.
We stop in front of Cricklewood Pumping Station. It's a building whose architecture far transcends its function. It dwarfs St Michael's in both size and ambition. The tall, arched windows that flank the sides must flood the engine hall with brilliant sunshine at this time of day, illuminating the polished steam pumps. It was used as the engine room of the Titanic in the original 1958 Pinewood film A Night to Remember. Nick had described the pumps in the grounds as inlet valves for unmediated cosmic energy. His day-to-day job is much more prosaic, passing the water supply across North London, irrigating the homes of the ever-expanding suburbs. Even in the digital age, we're still dependent on these steampunk fantasies to provide our most basic needs. We move across Gladstone Park. As a gardener's son, I take umbrage at the naming of this former garden after a Prime Minister who merely used it as a place to unwind, whilst the nameless gardeners who tended and nurtured the grounds remain unhonoured. The house where Gladstone stayed has been demolished, while the park prospers, so perhaps the gardeners have had the last laugh after all.
Nick says that hill over there is Uxenden Hill. That's where I was not long ago.
We cross the North Circular via a footbridge. 20th century urban planners were obsessed with ring roads and radials. They couldn't get enough of them. It seems the road building was left in the hands of a group of overexcited young boys with a pile of plastic track and a box of shiny new Matchbox cars.
I've taken a photograph. What on earth are you doing? Why did you want to be photographed like that?
I like this plinth. It's like I'm spraddled across the landscape.
You're about to be sacrificed to the water god. It is a place, yeah. Is that where you'd like to be laid out after you've died?
Yeah.
Oh, and then floated across the Welsh Harp reservoir on a burning bier.
As long as I can set light to it.
One of the features of these patches of wilderness near the edge of the city has been the lack of people. From Hounslow Heath, through Crayford Marsh, Ladywell Fields and Uxenden Hill, there's barely been a soul around.
I think we're not going to get much further than Kingsbury Church.
Do you?
Yeah, but I mean, I could be wrong.
What about if we go straight to, we'll get to Barn Hill?
Well, we have to kind of go that way anyway.
Yeah. Might
It's
just
sort
be a
of
bit
like that. We go round the lake. We can look at the dam at the end, which is really interesting.
great.
And then we go through the churchyard, up whatever the road's called, Slough Lane or something, and then you have to work through to Friant Way, or Kingsbury Fields as I call it, and then across the actual Friant Way Road, which is part of Honeypot Lane, and then up onto Barn Hill.
Well, we've got to go
It's
that
quite a long way.
We have to go that way to get to Kingsbury Tube Station, wouldn't we?
Well, from here, from just behind the church there, you can get a 245 back to Golders Green.
Oh, okay.
And to my flat if you want to come.
60s post box.
Ah.
I don't see them very often.
I just said, I bet you're talking to that post box. I wonder what you're saying to it.
Do you think this is supposed to echo the basic shape of the post box? Look at it.
I think it is.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Someone's very creative on the choir.
For the trig point on Uxenden Hill. And the moon's in the sky at half moon. It's the solstice, the 21st of December 2012. Looking down at the brightly lit Wembley Stadium. It's a really beautiful scene. It's about 4 o'clock. Nick's walked off. I think he likes to keep moving. Walk a bit quicker than me.
Hey, look, John. Wembley Stadium. Proof the world hasn't ended.